I excavated every piece of sand. Some people think that I discovered evidence to prove that pyramids built by aliens or lost civilization, and I hide them. I never answer these questions.
For over 4,500 years, the Great Sphinx has stood watch over Egypt's deserts, guarding secrets buried beneath its weathered limestone paws. What if the legend of hidden chambers beneath this ancient monument is not just myth, but backed by undeniable scientific evidence? For decades, whispers of lost tunnels and forbidden rooms stirred imaginations, and now, after years of silence, the most famous archaeologist of our time is finally speaking out. Could these concealed chambers contain knowledge that challenges everything we thought we knew about ancient civilization? And why have these discoveries been shrouded in secrecy for so long? This story reveals a fascinating journey into one of history's deepest mysteries through the eyes of a man who dedicated his life to protecting Egypt's past. Unearthing the hidden chambers beneath the ancient limestone paws of the Great Sphinx of Giza lie mysteries that modern science has only just begun to uncover. For nearly half a century, Egyptologists and archaeologists have grappled with faint signals beneath the monument's surface, anomalies detected by ground-penetrating radar and other survey methods that defy simple explanation. These unexpected voids and geometric shapes suggest the presence of sealed chambers, tunnels, or corridors hidden deep underground. What exactly these spaces contain remains an enigma, but their very existence challenges our understanding of this iconic monument. The initial discoveries came quietly, buried within technical reports and subtle seismic readings during preservation assessments. These were not mere cracks or natural caves, but clear hollows with sharp edges that seemed deliberately crafted rather than formed by erosion. The most prominent anomaly lies directly beneath the Sphinx's northern paw, a rectangular cavity large enough to house a substantial chamber. Despite being detected decades ago, access to this underground space has remained off-limits, cloaked in official silence and protected by political and structural concerns. The potential importance of these hidden spaces cannot be overstated. Some speculate they could hold artifacts, ancient records, or remnants of a civilization predating known dynasties. Theories hint at a Hall of Records, a legendary repository of lost wisdom spoken of by mystics and hinted at in medieval manuscripts. While sensational claims abound, the overwhelming consensus among scientists is that the anomalies are real and worthy of further investigation. Yet, the full story of what lies beneath the Sphinx remains frustratingly out of reach for the public and most researchers. This mystery is loaded with tension because it strikes at the heart of Egypt's history and cultural identity. The Sphinx, carved during what many consider the Fourth Dynasty, roughly 4,500 years ago, has always been a symbol of ancient Egyptian ingenuity and power. Yet the very notion that it might conceal secrets predating that era unsettles entrenched historical narratives. These hidden voids force us to reconsider. What else might the sands be hiding beneath this silhouette that watches the desert's sunrise? Despite the intrigue, official investigations have been limited and heavily controlled. The Egyptian government enforces strict regulations on excavations around the Sphinx, citing structural fragility and the risk of damaging a priceless heritage site. This cautious approach means that while non-invasive techniques have flagged these chambers, no definitive entry or exploration has been authorized. Such restrictions have fueled speculation, conspiracy theories, and frustration among historians and enthusiasts alike. The political sensitivities surrounding these findings are tied not only to conservation concerns, but also to tourism and national pride. The narrative of the Sphinx as a well-understood monument linked to Pharaoh Khafre and the Pyramid Complex is a cornerstone of Egypt's cultural identity and lucrative tourism industry. Any disruption to this story, or any provocative discoveries that might rewrite history, could have far-reaching social and economic consequences. Therefore, the chambers beneath its paws remain part of a carefully guarded balance between science and preservation, curiosity and caution. Though much remains hidden, modern technological advances have opened new windows into the Sphinx's silent depths. Ground-penetrating radar, seismic reflection profiling, and recent AI-assisted computed tomography scans have confirmed the presence of these voids with increasing precision. The evidence is undeniable. These aren't natural fissures, but constructed spaces, carved or built deliberately into the bedrock. It's a revelation that moves us closer to the heart of a mystery that has endured for millennia. Still, the lack of physical access keeps the details veiled. What lies within those dark recesses could transform our understanding of ancient Egypt. Or it could be something far more mundane. The truth sits in pieces, hidden by layers of sand, politics, and time itself. And the man who has spent his life guarding these secrets is now poised to speak with a candor that could change everything. The shadow beneath the Sphinx remains, inviting questions that tug at the very foundation of history. To grasp the full weight of this unfolding saga, it helps to understand the man behind the monuments, the guardian of Egypt's ancient mysteries, Zahi Hawass. Zahi Hawass, Egypt's gatekeeper. Zahi Hawass is a figure synonymous with Egyptian archaeology, a man whose presence has shaped how the world views the ancient Nile civilization. Born in 1947 in the Nile Delta town of Damietta, his journey from humble roots to becoming Egypt's chief antiquities officer is a story of passion, perseverance, and sometimes controversy. Known for his distinctive fedora and charismatic speeches, Hawass became not only a guardian of physical monuments, but also the keeper of Egypt's historical narrative. His mission has always extended beyond protecting stones. He has sought to reclaim Egypt's heritage from foreign dominance. For centuries, Western archaeologists controlled many of the most significant discoveries, often exporting treasures to Europe and America. Hawass fought to ensure that Egyptian discoveries would be studied, preserved, and presented by Egyptians themselves. This fierce dedication earned him international acclaim, but also criticism from those who viewed his approach as too controlling or unwilling to entertain alternative theories about Egypt's past. At the center of his long career stood the Great Sphinx of Giza, a monument Hawass restored, studied, and publicly championed. The Sphinx, carved from a single limestone outcrop, embodies the fusion of human and animal forms, a reclining lion's body and a human head gazing eastward. Its scale is staggering, nearly 240 feet in length and 66 feet tall. Hawass consistently defended the orthodox view that the Sphinx was built during Pharaoh Khafre's reign around 2500 BC, firmly placing it within the timeline of Egypt's 4th dynasty pyramids. Yet, beneath this official stance, the Sphinx carried its share of puzzles that unsettled Hawass. Unlike other Egyptian monuments, it bears no inscriptions identifying its builder or original purpose. The earliest textual reference, the dream stele placed between its paws by Pharaoh Thutmose IV, dates from more than 1,000 years after Khafre, treating the Sphinx as a relic already shrouded in mystery. Deep grooves and weathering patterns on the Sphinx's body hint at factors beyond wind and sand erosion, possibly water damage from a wetter climate long before the traditional timeline suggests. Hawass's public position was often skeptical of alternative ideas that pushed the Sphinx's origins further back or suggested lost chambers. For years, he dismissed stories of tunnels and secret libraries as fantasy or modern myth, yet privately, new scientific data kept emerging that challenged the neat, accepted history. Anomalies beneath the Sphinx defied easy explanation, and Hawass found himself caught between defending Egypt's heritage and confronting unsettling possibilities. His dual roles, as a defender of Egypt's cultural narrative and a scientist confronted with ambiguous evidence, created a personal and professional tension. As rumors of hidden chambers gained momentum and radar surveys accumulated, Hawass wrestled with the implications. Was there convergence between folklore, mysticism, and modern technology? Could these voids hint at a pre-dynastic civilization or undiscovered chapters in Egypt's history? Despite public caution, Hawass authorized further investigations. Secret excavations and advanced sensor surveys took place, revealing more about these underground spaces. Yet political, structural, and national interests ultimately constrained broader disclosure and exploration. The complex interplay of scientific curiosity, cultural pride, government policy, and tourism economics shaped the narrative as much as the data itself. Hawass's legacy is inseparable from this story. A man who brought Egypt's ancient wonders to global attention, but also one who guarded their deepest secrets with great care. His eventual admission that something lies beneath the Sphinx was a turning point, signaling a shift from denial to reluctant acknowledgement. It serves as a reminder that history is rarely fixed. It evolves with new evidence and with the courage of those willing to confront inconvenient truths. Understanding Hawass's journey helps frame the broader mystery of the Sphinx. It highlights how archaeology, politics, and personal conviction intertwine beneath the desert sun, where every stone holds untold stories. And it sets the stage for examining one of the Sphinx's most puzzling clues, its unusual weathering. The Sphinx's mysterious weathering. The surface of the Great Sphinx has long baffled scientists and scholars, revealing signs of erosion and damage that don't align easily with existing climatic models. Most striking are the deep, vertical fissures along its flanks, patterns unlike the typical abrasion caused by sand and wind. Instead, many geologists believe this weathering reflects sustained exposure to flowing water, possibly heavy rainfall, over a long period. This challenges the conventional dating of the Sphinx, as Egypt's desert climate has been arid for over 5 millennia. If the limestone monument was carved during the reign of Pharaoh Khafra around 2500 BC, as widely accepted, how could it bear evidence of water erosion from a climate that had supposedly dried up long before? This paradox has led to heated debates. Some researchers argue the erosion suggests the Sphinx predates the dynastic period by thousands of years, potentially placing its creation back into the Neolithic or even earlier. Such a timeline would profoundly reshape our understanding of Egypt's early civilization. The implications extend beyond mere chronology. An older Sphinx implies a more advanced, possibly forgotten culture, capable of monumental stoneworking before the age of pharaohs. It raises questions about continuity in cultural knowledge and calls into question the official Egyptian historical narrative. Could the Sphinx be a relic from a lost chapter of human civilization, buried beneath layers of sand and official history? Historical accounts provide intriguing but inconclusive clues. Ancient Egyptians themselves seem to view the Sphinx as ancient, mysterious, and possibly predating known kings. The dream stele, for example, refers to the monument as already old and enigmatic in Thutmose IV's time, 1,000 years after Khafra. This hints at oral traditions and cultural memories that recognize something beyond the official timeline. Geological surveys in the 1990s and beyond added scientific weight to these speculations. The water erosion patterns are consistent with a period of significant rainfall in the Egyptian landscape, estimated by some to have ended around 7,000 to 5,000 BC. This might suggest the Sphinx's original carving goes back to that wetter era. However, such claims remain controversial within mainstream Egyptology. Critics argue that wind, salt crystallization, or other environmental factors could explain the weathering, and insist that the Sphinx fits within the established dynastic context. They caution against rewriting history based on geological readings alone, emphasizing the absence of inscriptions or artifacts confirming an earlier date. The debate remains one of the most polarizing in archaeology. Still, the weathering evidence cannot be dismissed lightly. It ties into larger questions about the origins and purpose of the Sphinx, its builders, and the civilization that erected it. The idea that beneath the statue might lie chambers or records from an older epoch gains traction partly because of this geological enigma. As more scientific methods improve and new technologies are applied to Giza's secrets, the weathering mystery adds urgency to explore what the Sphinx truly represents. Is it merely a monument tied to a well-known dynasty, or is it a gateway to lost knowledge predating recorded history? This enigma surrounding the Sphinx's age and erosion deepens the intrigue of the hidden chambers beneath it, urging us to question everything we thought we knew about one of the world's oldest monuments. Ancient legends and lost libraries. Whispers about secret chambers beneath the Great Sphinx are not new. They echo through centuries of history, folklore, and mystery. Ancient texts mention subterranean halls, while medieval Arabic manuscripts describe hidden vaults said to contain vast knowledge predating the pharaohs. These stories have tangled with myth for so long that many dismiss them as fanciful tales born from imagination rather than reality. Yet the persistence of these legends reveals a deep cultural memory that something extraordinary lies beneath the lion's paws. One of the most captivating tales is that of the Hall of Records, a mythical repository believed to house the wisdom of a lost golden age. Promoted by modern mystics and inspired by early 20th century psychics like Edgar Cayce, this hall is said to contain scrolls or tablets that could rewrite human history. It embodies the hope that ancient civilizations possessed knowledge far beyond what we currently understand, hidden away deliberately to protect it from destruction or misuse. The allure of such a discovery has fueled countless expeditions, documentaries, and conspiracy theories. Medieval Arab scholars spoke of sealed doorways and labyrinthine tunnels etched into the bedrock, accessible only to those deemed worthy. These narratives have been historically brushed aside by mainstream Egyptology, often labeled as folklore or allegory. Yet, some similarities between these accounts and the anomalies detected by modern technology have sparked renewed interest. As physical evidence accumulates, questions arise. Could these ancient scribes have been preserving faint memories of real features rather than mere fantasy? While tales of subterranean libraries might sound sensational, they align with a broader pattern of ancient cultures embedding sacred knowledge in hidden places. Egypt, with its complex religious beliefs and reverence for the afterlife, would not be unique in constructing secret vaults to protect sacred wisdom. The Sphinx, positioned at the convergence of monumental pyramids and temple complexes, could have served as a guardian not only in stone, but in secrecy, its enormous paws concealing a door to forbidden knowledge. Historical sources, like the Dream Stele, between the Sphinx's paws, also hint at a relationship between the monument and mysteries beyond the physical. The stele itself speaks of restoration and reverence, but leaves the Sphinx's true purpose shrouded in enigma. Later Greco-Roman historians too wrote of tunnels beneath the pyramids and nearby monuments, suggesting that stories of secret chambers have long circulated among scholars and explorers, albeit often dismissed, until now. This long-standing mystique blends archaeological intrigue with spiritual speculation, the sense that beneath the imposing lion lies a threshold between known history and something more profound, fuels both scholarly research and public fascination. It's a paradox where tradition and science collide, spurring debates that transcend pure archaeology and enter the realm of human curiosity and wonder. Questions grow louder as modern surveys reveal voids where those ancient legends once placed halls and corridors. Are the stories mere coincidence, or do they carry truth preserved across generations by word of mouth or lost manuscripts? The idea that the Sphinx hides not just chambers, but knowledge that could alter our understanding of civilization invites a tantalizing, if cautious, hope. Yet, with all this speculation swirling around, official Egyptology remains measured. The challenge is to sift fact from fiction, applying rigorous science to legends that may or may not be based on tangible realities. This cautious approach reflects the high stakes involved: to respect history, culture, and national pride while exploring profound mysteries. As the stories of hidden halls and lost libraries breed intrigue, science steps forward with tools designed to lift the veil on these ancient puzzles. The mysterious cavities detected beneath the Sphinx beckon us from legend toward possibility, setting the stage for a new chapter in unveiling what lies beneath. Scientific surveys and technological advances. The leap from legend to scientific evidence has been possible thanks to decades of ever-improving technology probing the Sphinx's depths without disturbing the monument itself. Ground-penetrating radar first revealed the early hints of unusual voids, precise, geometric shapes inconsistent with natural formations. These surveys showed clear rectangular cavities beneath the northern paw and other anomalies aligning with the monument's axis, suggesting deliberate construction. Such results moved the conversation from speculation to plausible reality. Following these initial findings, seismic reflection profiling allowed scientists to differentiate between air-filled spaces, water-filled cavities, and solid rock. These advancements provided a clearer map of what lies beneath, confirming the presence of substantial voids measuring roughly 9 by 12 meters, large enough to be significant chambers. Notably, these surveys emphasized sharp, regular boundaries rather than irregular erosion, reinforcing the theory that these spaces were man-made. Between 2009 and 2018, the Egyptian Supreme Council of Antiquities conducted classified internal surveys using the latest radar and seismic equipment. Although these reports were not widely publicized, leaked data strengthened prior conclusions and expanded understanding of the sites beneath the Sphinx. The existence of multiple anomalies, including a potential corridor running along the Sphinx's body axis, hinted at interconnected subterranean structures awaiting exploration. The real breakthrough came in 2023, with the application of artificial intelligence to computed tomography scans of the Sphinx as part of a virtual tourism initiative. Adapted from medical imaging, this technology analyzed subtle variations in the monument's density to reveal a complex network of fractures and voids. Most remarkably, it generated an unprecedentedly detailed map of the large cavity beneath the northern section, suggesting possible doorways or shafts leading back to the surface. This hard scientific evidence from multiple independent sources effectively ended much of the skepticism surrounding the existence of these chambers. The convergence of radar, seismic, and AI-assisted imaging data painted a compelling picture. These were not ambiguous shadows, but distinct, deliberate spaces carved or constructed beneath millennia of limestone and sand. Additionally, archaeological context supports these findings. The Giza Plateau is known for its extensive subterranean features, a network of tunnels, shafts, and burial chambers that speak to the ancient Egyptians' mastery both above and below ground. Discoveries like the Osiris shaft, descending over 30 meters, and worker galleries hidden beneath the pyramid complexes indicate a landscape rich in underground complexity. Core samples taken during structural assessments revealed another clue: granite fragments beneath the Sphinx, a material imported from Aswan and reserved for important architectural elements. Their presence suggests the likelihood of deliberately placed stonework associated with these underground spaces, hinting at construction beyond simple natural caves or erosion channels. Despite the data, access remains closed. These technological advances provide glimpses but cannot substitute for human exploration and archaeological excavation. Legal, political, and conservation concerns continue to limit any direct investigation, leaving the chambers enigmatic and inaccessible. While science illuminates what lies beneath, the race to balance preservation, politics, and discovery intensifies. The secret spaces under the Sphinx beckon humanity to uncover their secrets, but only if the guardians of the past are willing to open the doors long sealed by time and tradition. The layers of legend, human passion, and cutting-edge technology converge here, preparing us to delve deeper into the debate surrounding these chambers and those who hold their keys. The political and cultural silence beneath the shadows of the Sphinx lies not only geological mystery, but a complex web of political and cultural restraint that has kept its secrets buried. Excavation and exploration around this iconic monument are tightly controlled, with the Egyptian government enforcing strict regulations to protect its structural integrity. The Sphinx's limestone body, worn by millennia of desert winds and erosion, remains fragile, and officials worry that underground excavation could destabilize the monument overnight. These legitimate preservation concerns stand as the first line of defense against invasive investigation. Yet, preservation is only part of the story. The Giza Plateau, home to the pyramids and the Sphinx, is a linchpin of Egypt's tourism economy, generating billions of dollars annually and employing millions nationwide. The narrative of these monuments, woven tightly with the grandeur of the Fourth Dynasty and the reign of Khafra, is a cornerstone of national identity and global fascination. Introducing uncertainty into this story through revelations of hidden chambers or pre-dynastic origins carries immense risk. It threatens to disrupt not only scholarly consensus, but also economic stability and cultural pride. Authorities face a delicate balancing act. On one hand, curiosity and scientific inquiry urge exploration. On the other, the potential fallout from disappointing or controversial findings urges caution and concealment. What if the chambers are empty, stripped long ago by looters, offering no new treasures or secrets. The backlash from public disappointment could irreparably damage both Egypt's image and its appeal as a tourist destination. Even more unsettling is the possibility that discoveries might challenge the official chronology, upsetting decades of Egyptological scholarship. This tension is further complicated by Egypt's historical experience with foreign archaeologists, whose long-standing dominance in excavations fueled deep suspicion. Iconic artifacts like the Rosetta Stone and the bust of Nefertiti reside far from Egypt, serving as painful reminders of a colonial legacy. Zahi Hawass symbolizes both sides of this legacy. He vigorously championed Egyptian sovereignty over its heritage, while also understanding the necessity of international collaboration in major discoveries. In 1997, this tension erupted when foreign researchers working under Egyptian authorization suddenly had their permits revoked, their findings sealed and classified. The official silence that followed triggered speculation of a cover-up, spurring frustration among both scholars and the public. Critics accused authorities of hiding information to protect tourism revenue or avoid offending religious and political sensitivities. Yet supporters argued the government was exercising necessary caution, protecting Egypt's interests from premature or sensational claims that might harm its reputation. Stories persist among workers and local archaeologists of mysterious sealed doors uncovered during routine maintenance, swiftly ordered closed and forgotten. One such account, though difficult to verify, describes workmen in the 1970s breaking through a chamber near the northern paw, only to find worked stone walls, only to be forced to fill the chamber again. Another incident in 2008 mentions drainage repairs at the Sphinx's foundation, where workers reportedly heard echoes hinting at hidden voids below. Though officially unconfirmed, these tales suggest a history of suppressed discoveries. The heart of the controversy lies in the suspicion that these chambers may contain artifacts predating dynastic Egypt, evidence of a sophisticated civilization preceding the known pharaohs. Such a finding would be seismic in its implications, demanding a rewriting of Egypt's chronology and the origins of human civilization itself. Beyond academic shockwaves, it could ignite political and religious tensions in a country deeply intertwined with both its ancient past and Islamic present. These are not mere historical debates, but questions with modern-day consequences. For Egypt's leaders, the stakes are thus immeasurable. Managing the mystery of the Sphinx beneath the official narrative involves a risky calculus, protecting national pride and tourism while wrestling with the truth science relentlessly reveals. This intersection of politics, economics, and heritage complicates the very possibility of an open excavation, no matter how much the evidence insists that something extraordinary awaits beneath the sands. The hesitation to act decisively is deeply human, reflecting a broader fear of disruption and loss. The Sphinx, proud and timeless, stands as a symbol not just of Egypt's past, but of the balance between revealing and preserving mysteries. Such a fragile equilibrium sets the stage for the personal drama unfolding within its guardian, Zahi Hawass. Hawass's private doubts and public statements. For decades, Zahi Hawass was the unwavering guardian of Egypt's official archaeological narrative, fiercely rejecting claims of hidden chambers or lost civilizations beneath the Sphinx. As Secretary General of Egypt's Supreme Council of Antiquities, he embodied the nation's control over its ancient heritage. Yet, behind his public authority, a quieter conflict took shape. New data from ground-penetrating radar, seismic readings, and later AI imaging revealed consistent anomalies under the monument, voids and geometric cavities too deliberate to ignore. These findings forced Hawass to wrestle privately with evidence that challenged much of what he had long defended. The tension was immense. Bound by politics and preservation laws, Hawass had to uphold Egypt's image and protect its monuments from sensationalism, even as his scientific instincts pushed him to investigate further. In 1997, a secret excavation near the Sphinx's northern paw, conducted with American collaboration, confirmed the existence of air-filled chambers and worked stone. The discovery, however, triggered political backlash and was quickly classified. Hawass became trapped between state interests and personal conviction, a custodian torn between duty and discovery. Through the following decades, As technology improved and surveys reaffirmed anomalies, Hawass's private doubts grew. Yet publicly, he maintained skepticism, walking a delicate line between science and diplomacy. His dual role, as both gatekeeper and explorer, embodied the ethical and emotional burden of guarding history's most enigmatic monument. Near the end of his career, between 2024 and 2025, Hawass began to change course. In interviews and public talks, he acknowledged that the data is real and that chambers exist beneath the Sphinx. Though careful not to reveal classified details, his admissions marked a turning point, an implicit validation of decades of independent research once dismissed as fringe speculation. His evolution symbolized the gradual merging of orthodoxy and open inquiry. Hawass later reflected that, in striving to shield Egypt from distortion, he may also have shielded it from truth. His metaphor of facing west toward the setting sun, while the Sphinx gazes east toward the rising one, captures this inner struggle between protecting mystery and embracing illumination. While excavation remains restricted, Hawass now supports renewed exploration by younger Egyptian archaeologists. His shift toward transparency signals a hopeful new chapter, one that honors Egypt's pride while allowing the pursuit of truth to continue. In this transformation, Hawass reminds us that history's guardians must also have the courage to face the unknown they protect. What lies beneath? The continuing mystery. Despite decades of research and new technology, the mystery beneath the Great Sphinx of Giza endures. Ground-penetrating radar and AI-assisted scans confirm deliberate chambers carved into the bedrock, possibly linked by tunnels, yet physical access remains forbidden under strict preservation laws. Data suggest a main chamber beneath the northern paw connected to smaller rooms, long sealed under sand. Their purpose is unknown. Perhaps storage, tombs, or even the fabled Hall of Records, said to contain pre-dynastic knowledge. Experts remain divided. Some see mere structural spaces, others potential evidence of a lost civilization predating Egypt's dynasties. Political and cultural caution deepens the secrecy. Excavation bans protect both the monument and national pride, while speculation risks disrupting established history. Zahi Hawass, Egypt's chief archaeologist, has hinted at discoveries below, but admits Egypt is not yet ready to reveal them. As technology advances and public curiosity grows, the Sphinx stands as a symbol of restraint and wonder, a guardian of truths still buried beneath its ancient gaze. The Great Sphinx stands not just as stone and legend, but as a gateway to mysteries still unexplored. For decades, secrets hidden beneath its paws have teased scholars and dreamers alike, challenging what we know about ancient Egypt. As technology pushes the boundaries of discovery and guardians face their legacy, the truth waits silently beneath the sands. If you found this journey intriguing, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. More hidden stories await.